Hi everybody and a big welcome to cEDH TV gameplay with me and Pontus, joined by Coffee and Mimo.
This is the same Storm of nixilis deck that I played last time. We didn't quite get to see because of the wizard. Hopefully I'll get to show a bit more of it this time.
So I brought back my favorite frog, probably my favorite cEDH deck in general, Grolnok the Omnivore. We try to mill ourselves with Hermit Druid or another combo, traumatize or cut your losses, and hopefully win from there.
I'm bringing Jhoira. The new filter out card seems really good for Jhoira, so my friends Connor and Goosey started brewing on her again, and I'm trying out what they've gotten so far. It's still kind of work in progress, but it seems to be kind of spicy.
Oskar is one of my favorite commanders. I really like him. He is a very cool madness commander that basically transforms everything into madness. So there's a very cool gimmicky win con you can go for with Necropotence. So he's struggled, but and with that, take a look at some opening hand.
Either turn 1 or turn 2 of nixilis. One land's too dangerous even with the Rite of Flame, so we'll go for our second one. Oh wow. This is just as good, but with the Gemstone Cavern, so this is even worse actually. We'll drop the Unearth, in fact we'll drop the Gemstone Caverns. We have a Demonic Tutor so we can go and get a Pinger and the Soul Ring as well. So we'll get rid of Gemstone Caverns, keep the rest, and we should have a turn 2 of nixilis.
Let's look at the starting sun. Not gonna lie, that's pretty decent. I'm very much a believer of don't keep your opening 7 unless it's really great. I don't think we're at really great here, we're just at pretty good. We have a guaranteed turn to Jhoira into Mox Amber, which draws a card. We have a Swan Song as backup. We have a Transmute Artifacts for stuffs, you know. So we have a turn to Jhoira, we have a backup in the Swan Song. We have Mox Amber post Jhoira coming down. Gemstone being the land is kind of sad. Honestly, it's kind of interesting discussion if we pre-game Gemstone or if we just don't and play it as a land. I think I actually prefer pre-gaming it to get the colored mana, because like having 2 counters is kind of, it's not really redundant, it's good, but I feel like Spell Pierce won't really be relevant until like turn 3, and then it's kind of offline anyways. Kind of, it's still pretty good. But yeah, I'm actually keeping this hand. I think it does enough. It kind of does the main game plan. I think maybe you should mulligan a bit harder in this deck, but I feel like this kind of gets you there, or most of the way there at least. So I'm gonna try it. Go ahead, Memo.
So this is our 5. We will keep those 5 cards because we definitely want to cast Grolnok. I don't think we need the Cavern. The Cavern is more of a sweet gimmick after we milled ourselves to use it with Exploration to escape or cast an uncountable Oracle. We keep this hand because Intuition is a 1-card combo piece with Grolnok. We have a little bit of ramp. It's not the fastest, but it should be fine. We have a Gilded Drake to steal a early of nixilis or an early Jhoira, which is very relevant to their game plan. And yeah, it's definitely not the best hand. We could go to 4 here, but I think I'll keep this lower 5.
This hand is absolutely awesome. I like it. Oh, well, it's not absolutely awesome, but like, we have a Vamp Tutor. We have a Bazaar of Baghdad. Bazaar of Baghdad is great inside this deck. It's usually a card that you sometimes tutor for even. And I guess we're gonna use the Vamp Tutor for either something like Mana Crypt, or it kind of depends on. Get Commander into play, get Bazaar into play, and we can start building from there. Could potentially use Vamp Tutor to find a Mystic Remora for turn 2 Mystic Remora. So I think, regardless, this hand will work out.
I have a pre-game. I will put this Gemstone into play, exiling this Spell Pierce.
Right, draw for turn. I'll play a Swamp, tap said Swamp, play a Soul Ring, and then I'd like to pass the turn.
Tap Gemstone, cast Soul Ring, but I will take it one step further and tap Soul Ring for a Izzet Signet. Yeah, but not the second land. Pass turn.
Oh, that's a good top deck. Misty Rainforest. I will pay 1 life, go down to 39 for a Tropical Island. That's a very good turn 1 play. Mystic Remora resolves, and I will pass my turn.
Steinmeier Sacrifice, Underground Sea, and yeah.
Mana Confluence. Tap for black, lose 1, we'll cast of nixilis.
I will start us off by tapping 4 for a Jhoira. Yeah, together into the fray.
That's how communism works, right?
Cast Mox Amber. Trigger Jhoira, you may draw fish.
It does. I pass.
Mox Diamond. Triggers, you may draw. Draw. Mox Diamond, I will pitch Stevens. Tap Mox Diamond, we can be more responsible, it's fine.
Be responsible, Pontus.
Responsible is
Pontus
boring.
and responsible? Wait
Hey,
a second.
that's slander. Don't tell the truth, that's slander. No, I'm a be responsible, sadly. Well, shock in this Seagate Restoration flipped. Turn over. Seagate Reborn is the name of the land. And then I will pass the turn.
Well, untap. I have a fish trigger. I will pay the one. I have a feeling there's more to come. I will play this Scolding Tarn. I will pass my...
And step, I'm gonna tap this and tutor, and fish can draw a card. Draw a card for turn, play Morphic Pool, tap it, play the card I tutored for. Mystic Remora, and fish can draw a card, go for it.
So having a second fish isn't that great for us. And the Swan Song is in our hand, looks very attractive. I think my line here instead will be that even if I kill this fish, there's still a fish from Memo. And if I call Mons on 0 interaction and Memo on 1 interaction, Swan Song in hand for next turn still kind of just wins me the game, because I can find Defense Grid and protect it with Swan Song. And if the gas I have is enough to get there, I just get there. Pass on fish.
As fish resolves, I will pass the turn.
We have a demonic cheetah and a vampiric cheetah. The Klaus and Kira, we could just get side. Won't be able to bounce it back because we don't have another creature. So in this instance, I think we're going to get Kedrick Parasite, so that every time they draw, they'll deal 1 damage and get an exile instead. And then hopefully we should be able to vamp tutor again on the next turn. Float a colorless, it's a demonic tutor. Lose life, playing Mystic Remora, Kedrick Parasite. I'll pass the turn, let the fun begin.
We're gonna have loads of fun.
We're gonna super feed that Nixilis so hard right now.
Trigger Kedrick Parasites. I take damage.
Fantastic. I will exile Pact.
Tap Sol Ring. To tap Is It Signet. To have blue-red floating. Tap Seagate for blue. So red and a generic floating. Transmute Artifact.
Trigger Remora. You draw first, Mons.
I will draw, I guess. So I take a damage from the Kedrick Parasite.
It will grow, and we'll exile a Sulphurous Springs.
Okay, now I will draw. Trigger. I will go down to 37.
And we'll exile a Bolt's Trickery.
Spicy.
Fetch in response to Transmute Artifact. Going down to 36.
Teamwork. It's another land. Blighted Pathway.
Let's shock in a breeding pool, losing 2 more life. I am pretty sure this finds Defense Grid, because that's what Connor and Guzi are doing. Mons, I think we need to work together on this. I'm pretty sure he has something, because he let your Remora resolve.
I can believe that. What do you have in mind?
I have something you will be happy about, but you need to help me protect it.
Yes, Red Blast the fish.
I will tap my breeding pool to cast a March of Swirling Mist. As additional cost, I knew you wouldn't like that. I will exile a Offer You Can't Refuse. I will target Jhoira and nixilis. You can draw for Remora.
Trigger. I will Swan Song the March. You both have triggers. I'm not paying.
I will draw a card and take a damage from Nixilis or Kedrick Parasite.
Trigger Nixilis. We will exile a Jessica's Will.
Then I will draw, lose another life.
We will win a Lightning Grease.
I will continue the fishy things. Swan Song on the Swan Song. You can draw a card.
I draw, trigger, lose another life.
Trigger Nixilis. A Lightning Bolt.
Yeah, I pass. Swan Song counters my Swan Song. I make a Swan. March on stack. Yes, I pass a March.
March resolves, phasing out Jhoira and nixilis.
Transmute Artifact resolves. I now need to figure out what I'm doing because Jhoira is gone. So I will be sacrificing the Izzet Signets, paying my 2 floating mana, finding a Mystic Forge. So I may look at my library, the top card of my library at any time. I will just play with it revealed because that's easier for the audience as well. And I may cast the top card of my library if it's an artifact card or a colorless non-land card. I may also tap it, pay 1 life, and exile top card of my library. But yeah, this is kind of a future sight, but for artifacts, and sadly I may not play lands. But yeah, Mystic Forge is in play. So now you can see my top card, but I will just pass the turn here.
I have a fish trigger. This is interesting because there's a Jessica's Will coming, there's a Lightning Bolt. I still think I want to keep the fish around. Might be a mistake though. I will draw a card. I will cast a Chromox. You can draw. I will imprint a Veil of Summer. I would like to play a Cephalid Coliseum. Take 1 damage. Tap this for a green to cast a Grim one on that you may draw. And now I have 7 cards in hand and pass the turn.
We'll go to my turn and I will pay for a fish and draw a card for the turn. I'm gonna play this Marsh Flats and crack it now while nixilis is not here. I find a normal basic swamp. So we could actually develop forward a little bit more here. Cast a Demonic Tutor or Talisman. However, I actually kind of want to discard a few cards because discarding cards to my grave make my Oskar be cheaper. And he currently costs 3. I kind of want to reduce him down to 2 mana. Play passive and pass the turn.
So Nixilis will phase in. Gonna play a Sulphurous Springs as land for turn. I would prefer to have bolted Jhoira, but that's not going to happen. So I suppose we'd do the Telegraph play. I'd like to lose a life and make a red to cast this Jessica as well. I'll target Mons. Can't pay for fish. You draw trigger of Nixilis. It'll exile and animate dead and a Verdant Catacombs.
So him casting a non-creature spell right now means he's drawing 2 cards currently. I think that the version of Nixilis he actually plays is a storm version. I think he's playing things like Reckless Fire, no, what's the name? Firebrand Archer and similar cards like that. I think we're giving him a potential win by having these 2 fishes in play. I seriously think we should stop drawing cards with fish or what?
Oh, I really like drawing cards, I see where you're coming from.
I'm not gonna lie, so do I. I think he already has like a T-Buzz Trickery in there.
I cannot deck with the J-Will, so I'm inclined to agree with you. I tapped out for value, and maybe it's the right call to slow down on the draws, at least on his turn.
I think we can draw on Jhoira's turn maybe, because...
Yeah, let's see what J-Will exiles, but if it resolves. But I'm generally with you. He also has the Tainted Pact available, right?
Yes.
It just wins with... Yeah, okay.
So we'll make 7 red. And we'll exile a Entomb, Arcane Signet, and a Reanimate.
Oh.
And we make 8 red.
Mimo, I think it's
Terrifying.
too late already. I think he drew into Entomb, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, now I think we have to draw and hope to draw enough injection to stop Coffee.
I think so too, because I think he has enough. He has double black there.
He has like 3 win attempts in exile.
Make a black and a colorless. I'd like to play a Cabal Ritual. You can draw.
I will draw a card and take a damage.
Obnixilis triggers, exile a City of Brass.
How big is Obnixilis, by the way?
14, 13.
Okay, so I will draw as well.
We have another trigger. Dothy Voidwalker. So we have 3 black and 7 red. I'm going to use 2 red to cast the Arcane Signet. 2 greedy fish players. Love to draw cards. I've now exiled Dockside and Prosper. Finding Vidarian Aperture with Entomb. I'd then like to use 2 more red, going down to 3 red. Cast a Dockside.
I have a long shot, but can one of you give me the mana?
No, an Arbor Elf.
Okay.
Neither have a Frantic.
Do you have a snap? Okay. Skill issue.
Yeah, I need to draw better.
Dockside resolves. 8 treasures. I'd like to use 2 of the red and 1 of the black to cast a Cloudstone Curio.
How big is he?
He is a 1918.
Okay, so
Wait.
I will let you draw Mons.
Wait.
We can't let him go to 21.
Yeah.
So only you draw because you have open mana. I will not draw.
I will draw first, and... Wait. I did draw something.
May I draw? Or
Wait. I need to...
should I not draw?
This one trigger. Okay, we'll exile a Bloodstained Mire.
I think I have something, but wait. Actually, before you draw, I will reveal to class. I did draw into an Orcish Bowmaster. To be fairly honest, I actually don't think it's gonna work out for us anyway, considering all the reanimation spells we have actually given to him, and that Obnixilis is going to like one-shot me. So all that I think this is gonna do is make him just attack and kill me. That's all I have. I think you should draw, but I think I should cast the Bowmaster first and we can kill Dockside. I'm casting the Orcish Bowmaster. It resolves and I will deal 1 damage to Dockside.
No, now I will draw and trigger both of you guys.
Deal 1 damage to the Dockside.
Side dies. We exile a Poetic Ritual. 1 treasure to make a black and cast this unearthed. Both these guys still are allowed to draw if you exile a Lion's Eye Diamond and a Stormkiln Artist.
I will also trigger my Orcish Bowmaster now, because I will draw a card and I will kill Cedric Parasite.
I think I've got kill mons because of the Bowmaster. That can potentially stop me. So I think I'll make my 8 treasures and then I'd like to move to combat. Swing Old Nixilis at you then, Mons, or 23.
I told you, Orcish Bowmaster was gonna get me killed. I'm dead.
So with Reckless Fireweaver in my hand, I can cast it, bouncing a dockside. I'll replay the dockside and stack the Cloudstone trigger and the Reckless Fireweaver trigger from the treasures, so the Reckless Fireweaver sees it, and then I'll bounce the Reckless Fireweaver to my hand, dealing 8 damage each time that I do this cycle. I'll be able to cast Reckless Fireweaver, bounce the dockside, performing an infinite loop, and kill everyone. Jeez.
Mystic Remora is good, but apparently Obnixilis and Cedric Parasite better.
Unhappy with the performance. We kept a slow 5 and got punished. We tapped out for value and we got punished again. That's how it is sometimes. GG.
I'm also very unhappy with Momo's performance. I was fine with him countering my transmute artifacts, but removing Jhoira, that's just unacceptable. I wanted to play Filter Out and that didn't work now.
When you have 2 players who insist on drawing cards and you have something that benefits off it, they are going to lose the game eventually. GG's.